What is up, Giants fans? Coming at you with another New York Giants video. Back at it with another late night upload. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel. But turn on the notification bell because I upload videos pretty much at around 11 o'clock midnight every night. Nightly uploads. And make sure to stay tuned for those. So if you are new to the channel, hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And if you love the New York Giants, you love the New York Yankees, I upload daily Giants and Yankees content, most of the time daily. Giants and Yankees content, unless there's nothing to talk about. It's going to be daily videos. Talk about the Giants, talk about the Yankees. So if you like baseball, you like football, and just baseball, football in general. I do live streams from time to time. So if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do love football and you love baseball. So make sure to subscribe. And I wanted to talk about the 2016 New York Giants. I wanted to also, near the end of the video, when I'm done talking about the main topic of the video, I'm going to be talking about the Odell Beckham situation, how we talked about the Giants and Eli Manning, that whole spiel. I'll talk about that at the end, but I want to talk about the 2020 edition of the Giants and the 2016 edition of the Giants. Now, the 2016 Giants went 11-5. That team had an extremely weak schedule. They did have a very good defense that year, but it didn't really show up in big games against good teams. And Eli Manning was an aging quarterback. They had no running game. Really, besides Odell Beckham, we didn't have a lot of good offensive weapons. Well, Sterling Shepard was pretty decent that year, but we didn't have a ton of offensive weapons. That team, in my opinion, was not as good as their record shows. This is a hot take. This is a hot take for sure. Some people might agree with me. Some people won't. I think the 2020 New York Giants are better than the 2016 New York Giants. I'm going to tell you why. This defense is ferocious. It's nasty. I love this defense. We got dogs on the Giants' defense. It's the Big Blue Wrecking Crew again. The Big Blue Wrecking Crew is back. Guys like Jabril Peppers, Logan Ryan, Blake Martinez, Dalvin Tomlinson, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams has been an animal for the Giants. James Bradbury probably should be a Pro Bowler. The Giants' defense has been unbelievable this season. Sorry about that. They've given up more than 30 points, I believe, once this season. And now I was in the game against Dallas, a game we probably should have won if it wasn't for the refs overturning 2 touchdowns. We probably should have won that game. We probably deserved to win that game. The Giants' defense has been outstanding this season. Now, the defense was very good in 2016, but the defense did not show up in big games. You saw in the wildcard game against Green Bay, they gave up 38 points, and I think they got blown out 38-13, something crazy like that. That was the last time the Giants had made the playoffs. More playoff games to come. I know there was more games in 2016 where they gave up a lot of points to good teams. They couldn't really beat good teams. They didn't play a lot of good teams. I think they did play the Packers in the regular season. They played, I believe they played the NFC North. I think Detroit, I think we might have beat them 17-6. 2016 was a while ago, so it's hard to remember the games. But I remember we had a really soft schedule. And even when we played bad teams, I believe we beat the winless Browns by like 10 points or 7 points. Like we squeaked by them. We squeaked by teams like the Cincinnati Bengals and all these other bad teams. We beat them by like 10 or less points. And I don't even think we scored over 30 points once that season. That Giants team, if you look at their record, they were a good team. But if you really watch them play, they really weren't a very good football team. This Giants team is different. They have a better head coach. They had Ben McAdoo, who didn't know what the hell he was doing. And I think he kind of got lucky that year. The players didn't like him. He wasn't a very good locker room guy. And then the Giants fired him next year, the next year. Joe Judge is a good locker room guy, and I think he's a better head coach than Ben McAdoo. It's pretty easy to be better than Ben McAdoo. And I forgot to mention that the offensive line was garbage that year. We had guys like Eric Flowers, Giants Hall of Famer, not. Guys like Bobby Hart. Who else? John Jerry. I mean, this was bringing me back. Sorry. My battery's always low. But, we had, a lot of players. I bet a lot of Giants fans forgot about, and guys like I mentioned, Eric Flowers, Bobby Hart, Eli Apple, John Jerry in the offensive line, a ton of other guys. That Giants team really wasn't very good. And, they just were pretty dysfunctional in my opinion. It definitely showed in 2017. They went 3-13 that year. McAdoo got fired, and they brought in Pat Shurmur the next year, and he wasn't very good either. The Giants were a complete mess. They fired Jerry Reese, and they brought in Dave Gettleman, who, I made a video about him yesterday, who I think he's a very good GM. I think he's done a great job for the Giants, but some people say he hasn't. And you look at the Giants now, Dave Gettleman's move, like I said in last video, hit the trades and the free agent signings that he made have come back and have really helped the Giants. They're starting to play, a lot better now. He's even found diamonds in the rough this year. Guys like Isaac Yadam is playing pretty decent this year. Who else? Kyler Fackrell has been playing pretty decent for the Giants. Tons of other guys. Darnay Holmes, he drafted in third round, fourth round. He's been good for the Giants. He had an interception against the Seahawks the other game. Nico Lalos, for crying out loud, has been pretty good for the Giants. Voice crack. For the Giants this season. Dave Gettleman has been great, and I said it in the last video. He has been a success for the New York Giants. He just walked into a bad situation, so it didn't really look good for Dave Gettleman. But you look at the moves he's made, the free agent signings, he has done a great job for the Giants. So, if you have not checked out my most recent video I made about him, make sure to go check it out, by the way. I go more in depth of why I think Dave Gettleman has done a great job for this team. But anyway, I think this Giants team is better than the 2016 squad. They have a better head coach, in my opinion, a better coaching staff in general. You have Patrick Graham, who's been one of the most underrated defensive coordinators this season. He's been fantastic for the Giants. You got Jason Garrett calling the plays. A lot of Giants fans don't seem to like, but I think Jason Garrett's done a pretty decent job for this team. You have one of the best kickers in the league in Graham Gano. Who did we have that year? I think it might have been Robbie Gould. Robbie Gould's pretty good, but Graham Gano has been fantastic for the Giants. He's been great. He's been one of the best kickers in the league. Riley Dixon, one of the best punters in the league, and I'm talking about special teams. Let's get into the main players of the team. The defense, in my opinion, the numbers might not prove it. I think this defense is better than the 2016 team. 2016's defense. I really do. I think this 2020 Giants defense is better than the team's defense in 2016. They have a better quarterback, in my opinion. Well, Eli Manning is the best in Giants history, but at that time, Eli Manning wasn't the same player. So obviously, Daniel Jones, in my opinion, is a better quarterback right now than 35-year-old, 36-year-old Eli Manning. We have a better offensive line. We're a younger team. We're a more gritty team. And I think this Giants team wants to win more. Record might not show it. I think the 2020 New York Giants are better than the 2016 Giants. I want to know your thoughts. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think I'm full of shit? Do you think I am right about this? I personally do believe that the 2020 New York Giants, mainly talking about defense, will be a better team. Will succeed more if they get there, will succeed more in the playoffs, because I really do think the Giants have a chance to win a round. Nobody wants to face the Giants right now. Even though they're 5-7, this defense is on a roll. This Giants team is playing great football. They're coming off a victory in Seattle, a team that was undefeated at home, and we whooped their ass in Seattle. This Giants team's for real, and I really do believe they can win a playoff game, maybe even win 2 at the most. I'm not going to go so far and say NFC Championship game. That might be a little bit of a stretch. But this Giants team can win a playoff game. And they just proved it last week by beating the 5-0 at-home Seattle Seahawks last week, holding them to 12 points. We beat them with a backup quarterback, a guy who hasn't won a game since 2014. I think that proves you enough that this defense is legit. And in my opinion, the 2020 New York Giants are a more well-run team, a team that works together better. They're not dysfunctional. And I think this Giants team will be more successful than the 2016 New York Giants will. So I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the state of the Giants right now? We got a big game coming up against the Cardinals. We just saw the Cowboys get absolutely destroyed by the Ravens, 34-17. So that was nice to see. That the Giants have a pretty, it's pretty much a two-team race now. Dallas drops down to 3-9. Eagles at 3-1. Both teams pretty much tanking at this point. And Dallas could decide our season week 17. Got to beat them week 17. And who knows if Andy Dalton's even playing? They might even put Garrett Gilbert in there for who really cares at that point, because Dallas is probably going to tank. They suck, and they're definitely tanking at this point. So Giants might have a free win week 17, but anyway, guys, take it one game at a time. And Washington, they're definitely a big threat to win this division, but take it one game at a time, win as much games as we possibly can, and the Giants can win the NFC East. I really do believe. So I want to know your thoughts. Do you think the Giants win the division? I want to know your thoughts. Do you think the 2020 Giants are better than the 2016 Giants? I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. And almost forgot. Before I end the video, I want to talk about the Odell Beckham situation really quick. He did come out and talk about Eli Manning and say I just think he didn't really like being a Giant. Talking about, I think on a podcast, he didn't like being a Giant, and I think he once said, last year, they sent him to Cleveland to die and all that stuff. And I think he regrets wanting to leave the Giants now, because it seems like he just was not happy with the Giants. Now, I can't really blame him. The Giants were a complete mess at that point, but I think he kind of regrets leaving the Giants now. Now, I get the Browns are 9-3, but have you seen the way this Giants team's been playing lately? I'm not saying the Giants are better than the Browns, they're not. But the way this Giants team has been playing lately, this Giants team might have a brighter future than the Browns. Because Odell Beckham has not been very good. Because Cleveland actually has been more successful when Odell Beckham has not been playing. Because obviously he got hurt with the, I think it was an ACL injury. I don't remember. But Cleveland's been playing better when Odell Beckham has not been playing. So maybe he doesn't want to be in Cleveland. And if he comes back to the Giants, which is not going to happen. I mean, that would be crazy if it does. But Odell Beckham came out and said on a podcast that he just didn't like being a Giant, and I guess he did, but he just didn't like the situation. I thought Pat Shurmur didn't like him, and I think he said that Pat Shurmur told the teammates to stay away from him because he thought he wasn't a good person. I don't know, something like that. But Odell Beckham, again, as a Giant, a lot of Giants fans didn't like his antics, as I did. He was kind of a diva. But a lot of Giants fans are happy he's gone. Some people aren't. But I want to know your thoughts on the whole Odell Beckham comments on Eli Manning and the whole Giants situation, Pat Shurmur, down in the comments below. So that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you guys next time. Let's go Giants.